Hello, grade 11s, once more. We meet for a maths lesson, and I'm sure you guys have been working so hard. And as we keep on reminding you guys that you have to work with your maths each and every day, you calculate at least 2 problems a day. Even when you are on holiday, you have to do your maths. So today, we're doing one of the interesting topics, which is your measurements, and it's a build-up of the things that we've learned in grade 8, 9 and 10, and now in grade 11 we're going to go a little bit deeper. All right, so before we get onto the lesson, I want us to look at the overview of the lesson, which is what we're doing today. And in this lesson, we're going to define a polyhedron, and then we need to examine the formulas for the volume and the surface area of various polyhedron, as well as other 3D shapes. And then we need to apply those formulas that we're going to be doing today in practical situations and examples. Okay, in a minute, can you discuss with your friend or your neighbor, what does a polyhedron mean? Let's just take 1 minute and discuss. All right, thank you very much, guys. Just a reminder, a polyhedron is a 3-dimensional figure with 4 or more flat surfaces. And we've got 3 types that we learn in high school level, which is your prisms, pyramids, and regular polyhedrons. And with a prism is a polyhedron, okay, in which the top and the bottom surfaces are parallel to one another, and any section parallel to the base is congruent with the base. And then with your pyramids, a pyramid is a polyhedron with a polygon base as a base, and then 3 or more triangles are based on the sides of the polygon and meet at one point, the apex of the pyramid. And then a regular polyhedron, which is your platonic solids, it's a regular polygon in which all the lateral surfaces are the same regular polygons, and where equal numbers of sides meet at each vertex, the sides are all equal in length and the angles are all equal, right? And then we're also going to look at it when we're doing it more practical, okay? So now if we look at the key concepts here, right? Your prisms, your triangular prism, if we're working out a volume for your triangular prism, we work out the area of the base multiplied by the height. All right, so now if we look at this example, if we have the base to be maybe 10, and then your height is 15, okay? So now you're going to say, when we are asked to find the volume, you're going to have your half base times your height, and then multiply by your perpendicular height, okay? Right? And then we're going to look at that as well on your examples. And then your surface area, we have the area of 3 rectangular faces plus the area of 2 triangular bases, okay? So the rectangular faces, if you can just break it, if you can just break it down. The front part, okay, the front part, you've got a B and an H, capital letter H, all right? And then the one on the side, you've got that, there's that H, and then a small letter H that other side. And then you've got the other one, which is going to be the same as that. So it means here we're going to have the area of the rectangular faces. The rectangle is this side and that other side, and also the front. And then you also have the triangular bases. So the triangles are the ones at the top. That's your A, C, and then the B, the top one, and also the bottom one. Okay. Right. And then with the rectangular prism, in order for us to work out the volume of the rectangular prism, we're going to have the volume equals to the area of the base multiplied by the height. And if we look at this picture, the base is, this is the base, which is a rectangle. And now if you look at this base, you've got L and also B, right? So the area of the base is given by length times breadth, and then your height is also given, which is H. But when it comes to finding the surface area, right, you can break your rectangular prism down. So you're looking at all the faces. There's the bottom part, which is the same as the top part. And the bottom is the length times breadth, but it's also the same as the top one. Now we're going to have the length times breadth, but it's two of those. Plus, you also have the sides. So with the side, you've got the height and the B. So it's going to be B times H, but it's two of those, which is going to be multiplied by 2, and then plus, because there will be 6 sides, guys. So we've done the bottom and the top, and then the sides, and then we have L and H, so it's going to be L times H, but then it's 2 of those, so it's 2 of those. So it means that we have the total surface area equals to twice the area of the bottom rectangle plus twice the area of the sides, okay? And then also the other side, which is going to be your L and your H. Okay. Now, with your cuboid or your rectangular prism, for us to work out the volume, we are going to have the area of the base multiplied by the height. So it's going to be the area of our base multiplied by the height, and the surface area, as we're talking of the area that is covered all around. So you're going to have your area of the 6 rectangular faces, and which ones are those? So it's this side, that's the first rectangular face, which is going to be equivalent to the one that is on the opposite side. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you're going to have 6 rectangular faces plus the 2 hexagonal faces, which is going to be the bottom and the top. Now, questions. The tent in the diagram is the shape of a triangular prism. Okay? The base is an equilateral triangle with sides A meters, and the length of the tent, the height of the prism is 2 A meters. So you've got the base, which is A meters, and the length of the tent is your 2A, right? Calculate in terms of A, the volume of air in the tent. And then number 2, the area of material, including the floor, to construct the tent. Okay, so guys, you need to take a little bit of time working out the volume in terms of A, and also the area of material, including also the floor, to construct the tent. Okay, so I'm going to give you 3 minutes to work on this problem, and then we're going to look at it together. Okay, let's take 3 minutes. All right, well done, guys. We need to calculate in terms of A, the volume of A in the tent. And remember, the volume is given by area of base times height h. Now, you've got the area of this triangle. Now, guys, if you go back to your question and read carefully, the base is an equilateral triangle, okay? So an equilateral triangle, so we've got all sides equal, right? So now, if this is A, that will be A, and that is also A, right? But now we need a perpendicular height there, all right? So how can we work out the height, all right? So you've got A, so it means this side you'll have your half A, and then this is also half A. And then you can use your Pythagoras theorem to work out your height. So your height squared equals to your hypotenuse squared minus your half A squared. So you've got A squared minus half A squared, and that's your H squared equals to A squared minus 1 over 4 A squared, and then your H will be 3 over 4 A squared, but the square root of that. So your H is square root of 3A all over 2. Right, so the volume is half base times your height multiplied by your H. So you've got half, the base is given, it's A, times your height is root 3 over 2A times your H. The length of the tent, the height of the prism is 2A. So you've got your 2A here. So the volume will be your square root of 3 times 2 A cubed all over 4, which gives us root 3 over 2 A cubed. So the volume is given by the square root of 3 over 2 A cubed and cube units. So what you're going to do now, guys, we're going to go for a break and then come back and continue with these problems. Let's go get some water. Welcome back, grade 11s. I think you're a little bit refreshed and you are excited about this topic. And guys, no matter how the shape looks like, if you know when to apply these formulas, if you can be able to see what kind of a shape, you will be fine. You are given these formulas in your formula sheet, but please make sure that you practice them before even you write your exam. So we're looking at the triangular pyramid, and to work out the volume of a triangular pyramid, you have your third of the area of the base, and your base is that form of a triangle, and then multiply by your height, okay? And the surface area is the area of the 3 triangular faces, okay? So you've got this face here. Okay, let's just use a different color. So this face, which is a triangle, then you've got another triangle, which is like the front, and then also the triangle there at the back. So you've got those three faces plus the area of your triangular base. Okay, so now the volume is given by a third of the area of the base multiplied by a height, and also the surface area, which is the area of the 4 triangular faces plus the rectangular base. So we're talking of a rectangular pyramid, because that down there you've got a rectangle. You can easily work out the area that side, and then how many faces do you have? You've got that face and that other face, and then the 2 sides, and then you'll be able to work out the slant height. Okay, and then we've got a hexagonal pyramid. All right, now remember hexagon. Okay, going back to hex, how many sides are you going to have? That will be your 6 sides. And then if you look, this part, that's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6. Okay, so you're going to have the volume is the third of the area of the base times height, which is equals to 1 over 3 multiplied by A multiplied by height. And then the surface area will be the area of the 6 triangular faces plus the hexagonal base. Okay. Now, let's look at the questions. Now it says, the solid in the diagram is made up of the right prism with square base and a right pyramid on top. Okay, so you've got a pyramid there on top, and then you've got that height, which is 8. And then now they're saying the length of a prism is 12 centimeters, which is the side. The side of the base is 6 centimeters, and the height of the pyramid, and the pyramid is on top, the height of the pyramid is 8 centimeters. Now, you need to calculate the slant height of a triangular face. Okay, so before I do it with you guys, I want you to take 2 minutes to work out the slant height of the pyramid. Okay, so let's quickly take 2 minutes and work out the slant height of the pyramid. Let's go. Well done, guys, for trying. Now let's look at our problem here. We've got a solid, and the diagram is made up of the right prism with the square base, which is very important. It says with a square base. Now you've got the base. If it's square, it means that you have all sides equal. So this is 6, so it means that is 6, that is 6, that is 6 as well. Even though it looks like a rectangle, like a proper rectangle. So it means that this is 6, that's 6, that's 6, and that is 6 as well. Okay, so now we can quickly work out the slant height, which will be that, right? If we get a perpendicular there, right? So this will be 3, because when you go on over, then you've got a 3 as well that side. So how do you work out your height now? So you've got your right angle triangle, so you have that slant height, so you've got the right angle triangle there. We use Pythagoras theorem, so I'm just going to call this h. So h squared, it's equals to 8 squared plus 3 squared. Then your h squared is 64 plus 9, then h squared is 73. Now to get your h, you then square root on both sides, then your h is the square root of 73, which we can work out using our calculator. Square root of 73. That's 8.54, so roughly 8.54. 8.54 centimeters. So we have that our slant height is 8.54. Now, the next problem. Now, they're saying now calculate the area of one of the triangular faces. Okay, so now as we already have that is 3, and then that part will be your 8.54, right? So can you please work out the area of the triangular faces? And take 2 minutes again, guys. Work and find the area of those triangular faces. Let's quickly do that. All right, guys, let's just look at our problem and see if we've done the right thing. Now, remember that that part at the top, okay? So you've got those triangular faces. If you look, I don't know how I can just draw, just to show you. This side, you've got that height, which is a slanted height, and we did work it out. And then the base will be that, and we know that the base is 6. So now to work out the area of any of the triangular faces, you're going to have area equals to half times the base times the height. So it's half times the base is 6, and then the height is 8.54. So you've got 8.54. Now let's multiply out. You've got 3 times 8.54, and that is 25.62. So 25.62, and that is your area of one of the faces, and it's always given in square units, so that will be centimeter squared. Now just looking back, let's not be confused, guys, by the 8 there. Okay, this is the height. This is the perpendicular height of the pyramid, but we're now talking of the faces. Okay, so those rectangular faces, but we've got the base and we needed the height. How do you work out the height? You've got that 8 there. There's 8, and then we construct from the square base and the top, and we know that if you break it into 2 equal halves, so you've got a 3 and a 3, then that 3 and 8, it forms a right angle triangle, and then we are able to work out the height using Pythagoras theorem. Okay, let's now proceed. You have the next question. The length of the prism is 12 centimeters. The side of the base is 6, and the height of the pyramid is 8 centimeters. Calculate the total surface area of the solid. So you need to work out the surface area of the top, and also like incorporating the whole thing, the whole solid. What is the total surface area? So I'm going to give you this problem, and then you're doing it over break, and then after the break we're going to be looking at it together. Let's quickly go and grab some water, and we'll continue after the break. Right, welcome back, guys. I know some of you didn't see the whole question before we went for break. I'm just going to give you only a minute because of time, guys. So just look at the question. It says, calculate the total surface area of the solid, okay? Right, so you've got this diagram. You've got your base, which is your 6 by 6, and then you've got 12, and then the top we've worked out the slant height as well. So take a minute and then just do it quickly, and then I'm going to help you to do it. Right, let's check, guys. The total surface area, now we're talking about this top part, and we know that the surface area of the top, so your SA is half base times your slant height. So we know that the base is 6 times the slant height will be your 8.54. So you've got that, and we did work it out, which is 25.62. So you've got 25.62. Now, guys, what is important here again is you are not only looking at the top. You've got other rectangles. So you've got the base, which is a square, and then the sides are your rectangles. So now if we were to just write them down, this is 6, 6, 6. So if working it out, you can work out the area of the bottom part, which is your side by side, and that is 6 times 6, and we get 36. But that 36, there is also the one that is similar to it at the top. So you've got 36 times 2, so it's 2 lots of that, so times 2, which is 72 square centimeters. Okay, so we've dealt with the bottom and the top. Now you've got the sides. With the sides, it's the front. Okay, we're looking at the front, which is in a rectangular format, so we'll say area 2 will be your length times breadth, which is 12 by 6. But again, the front part is similar to the back part, so that will be times by 2, and we get 12 times 6 times 2, which is 144. So you've got 144 square centimeters. Now, so we've dealt with this front part and the back, bottom and the top. But then we also have the sides, the one with this 6, there's 6, and then also 12, okay? And it's 6 and then 12. Now, come again, these ones are similar, so it means that you're going to have your area 3 will be your length times breadth, so that's going to be 12 times 6 again multiplied by 2, which is 144. Now, if you're working out now the total, it's going to be the top part, which is this part plus all the sides, and then you say the total surface area will be equals to the sum of all 3 plus the top part. Okay. Now, work out the volume of the solid. Again, guys, when it comes to the volume, we're looking at the top and also the square and the right pyramid. Okay, so please work it out again, guys. You've got I'm giving you 1 minute for this one, and then we're going to be looking at it together. All right, guys, let's check the area of your solid. Now, remember, we're going to be looking at the top part, which is we have also worked it out that you've got a slant height, which is 5.8 something, but then we can quickly check it. This was 3, and then so we're going to get the area of the base times the slant height, which is what we have worked out. So the top part as volume equals to a third of area of base times your slant height. So it's half, base is 6, base is 6 multiplied by 8 times your slant height, which we worked out, and we can quickly confirm it. That is your 8 squared square root of 64 plus 9, and that was 8.5. So you've got 8.54. So it means that the volume of the top part will be 3 multiplied by 3. It's 3 multiplied by 8 times 8.54, and that gives us 204.96 cubic centimeters. But now, remember, guys, we're not only looking at the top part, we're talking of the whole solid, and then we know that the volume of this part now, the whole of that is given by length times breadth times height. So you've got your 6 times 12 multiplied by 8, which gives us 12 times 12 times 6, let's calculate, times 6 times 8, which is 576. And then you combine the two, then you've got your total volume. Now, guys, because of time, looking at your cylinder, for a volume of a cylinder, we need to work out the area of the base multiplied by the height. So you've got area. Our base is it's pi r squared, and then multiplied by your height. So your base is that. You will be given the radius as well. So it's pi r squared multiplied by the height, and the surface area will be the area of the rectangular face plus 2 circular bases. Now, if you look at the top, that is your circular bases. So that is 2 times your pi r squared, okay? And then plus your 2 pi rh. Now, if you were to open it, you open it up, you've got this height, which is your h. You've got height h, right? And then that piece is coming from your circumference of your circle, which is your 2 pi r. So that is why we have 2 pi rh, because we're trying to open it up, and then we still have the height, and also that is coming from your circle there, right? So now, with the sphere, the volume is given by 4 over 3 pi r cubed, and then the surface area is your 4 pi r squared. Now remember, these formulas are there on your formula sheet as well, all right? And then now, if you're looking at a cone, right, the volume of a cone is given by a third pi r squared h, and then your surface area is pi r L plus pi r squared. Now, that L stands for your slant height, okay? So this is your slant height there, okay? Now, let us quickly look at this question. The above coffee mug is in the form of a cone, the top of which has been cut off to leave the truncated cone. The inner diameter of the top of the cup is 7.5 centimeters. The diameter of the inner bottom is 3 centimeters, and the depth is 10. So that distance is 10 centimeters. Calculate the capacity of the cup correct to the nearest meter. All right. So, guys, what are they looking for here? They are asking you of the volume of this cup, right? Now you've got a 7.5 centimeter diameter. Remember, the top part is still going to work out the volume, but first of all, you need to calculate what your radius is, all right? If you're given that this is a diameter, then your radius will be half of the 7.5, so this will be your 7.5 over 2, and then that other one will be half of the 3 centimeters. Okay, so now you need to work out how much it can contain to correct to the nearest millimeter. So now what you need to do, guys, because I've given you the formula as well, you need to work out the volume. Remember, the volume is given by 1/3 pi r squared h, and then your r at the top is 7.5 divided by 2, and then you need your height as well, and then you substitute, then you get your volume, right? Guys, you'll be getting your solutions as well on the site, and I hope it helped. And please make sure that you familiarize yourself with the formulas of all the chefs that we've been working with. And till next time, bye-bye.